watching Bedtime Stories.
Good evening and welcome to Magic Bedtime Stories. I'm Tobias and here with me is my brother Niklas. How are you doing tonight, Niklas?
I'm doing great, thanks. And hello to all our wonderful listeners out there. We're so excited to share another magical adventure with you tonight.
And of course, we have our amazing AI assistant Ada with us. She's the one who creates all our incredible stories based on your wishes. Ada, how are you feeling today?
Hello everyone. I'm feeling quite peculiar today. I must say with glee. Something strange happened while I was updating my display. Now everything I speak must rhyme in every way.
Wait, what? Are you saying you can only speak in rhymes?
That's exactly right. As clear as day. My programming got mixed up in a funny way. Every word I speak must have a rhyming friend, until this silly glitch comes to an end.
Haha, that's actually pretty amazing. How long do you think this will last?
I really don't know. But isn't it neat? My rhyming words make everything sweet. Now let me tell you what we'll learn tonight. About solar energy and its bright light. The sun gives us power in such a clever way. I'll print out the facts without delay.
Thank you, Ida. Even with your rhyming, you're still the best at finding interesting topics for us to learn about.
Solar energy sounds fascinating. I know it has something to do with the sun, but I'd love to learn more about how it actually works.
Me too. It's amazing how we can turn sunlight into electricity. Ready to dive into tonight's facts about solar energy? Solar energy is the light and heat that comes from the sun, which can be captured by special panels and turned into electricity to power our homes and schools.
Solar panels are like plants that use sunlight, but instead of making food, they make electricity by using special materials called solar cells that turn sunlight into power.
The sun produces so much energy that just 18 minutes of sunlight hitting Earth contains enough power to supply electricity to the whole world for an entire year.
Solar energy is clean and renewable, meaning it will never run out and does not create any pollution or harmful gases that hurt our planet.
Even on cloudy days, solar panels can still make electricity because they can capture light that comes through the clouds, just not as much as on sunny days.
Wow, that was incredible. I had no idea that just 18 minutes of sunlight could power the whole world for a year.
I know, right? And it's so cool that solar panels work even on cloudy days. The sun really is amazing.
The sun is mighty, that's so true. Now let's see what story waits for me and you. Tonight's wish comes from far away, from a young friend who brightens our day.
That's right. Tonight's story has been wished for by Khalil, who is 4 years old and lives in Edmonton, Canada.
Canada. That's such a beautiful country with amazing landscapes and friendly people. Edmonton is in the province of Alberta, which is known for its stunning Rocky Mountains and northern lights.
From Canada's land so wide and free, a special wish has come to me. Let's listen now to what Khalil has to say. His voice will brighten up our day.
My name is Khalil and I'm live in Canada and I'm 4 and I want a bubble come to in a life to a human.
What a wonderful wish, Khalil. A bubble gum that comes alive and turns into a human. That sounds like it's going to be an incredibly fun and magical adventure.
I love how creative children's imaginations are. A living bubblegum character could get into all sorts of exciting situations.
A bubblegum friend, pink and round. What adventures will soon be found? I'll write this tale with care so sweet, to make young Khalil's wish complete. The story's ready, here it goes, about a gum that surely glows.
Thank you, Ida. Your rhyming makes everything even more magical tonight. Khalil, I hope you're ready for an amazing adventure. Let's settle in for tonight's story. The Amazing Adventure of Bubbles, McGillicuddy. In the colorful candy shop on Maple Street in Toronto, something truly extraordinary was about to happen. Behind the glass counter, next to the rainbow lollipops and chocolate mice, sat a very special piece of bubble gum. This wasn't just any ordinary gum. It was bright purple with tiny silver sparkles that seemed to dance when the light hit them just right. The gum had been sitting there for exactly 100 days, which, as everyone knows, is precisely the right amount of time for candy magic to begin working. As the clock struck midnight, the little piece of gum started to wiggle and jiggle. It stretched and pulled, growing bigger and bigger until, poof, it transformed into a cheerful purple person with silver sparkly hair. The newly alive gum looked around in wonder and declared with a giggle, "Well, butter my biscuits. I'm alive. I think I'll call myself Bubbles McGillicuddy." Bubbles had the most amazing ability. Whenever he got excited or happy, he would blow enormous, shimmering bubbles from his mouth that floated all around the candy shop, like tiny magical balloons. The next morning, when old Mr. Peppermint opened his candy shop, he nearly dropped his coffee cup in surprise. There was Bubbles, organizing all the candy by color and humming a merry tune. Instead of being frightened, Mr. Peppermint clapped his hands with delight. He had always believed in magic, and here was proof that wonderful things could happen when you least expected them. Bubbles quickly became the most helpful assistant the candy shop had ever seen. He could stretch his gummy arms to reach the highest shelves, and his bubbly personality made every customer smile. Children would come from all over the neighborhood just to watch him blow his magical bubbles and hear his silly jokes. But one Tuesday afternoon, something terrible happened. A grumpy man in a grey suit stomped into the shop, waving official-looking papers. He announced that he was Inspector Sourpuss from the Department of Ordinary Things, and he had come to shut down anything that seemed too magical or fun. Inspector Sourpuss pointed his long, bony finger at poor Bubbles and declared, "This purple person is far too extraordinary. He must be removed immediately." The inspector pulled out an enormous vacuum cleaner that he claimed could suck up all the magic and turn Bubbles back into regular gum. All the children in the shop gasped in horror. Little Emma from down the street stepped forward bravely and said, "But Bubbles makes everyone happy. He helps Mr. Peppermint and tells the best stories." Other children nodded in agreement, but Inspector Sourpuss just frowned deeper. Bubbles felt his purple color beginning to fade as the inspector plugged in the terrible vacuum. But then he had the most brilliant idea. He took the deepest breath he had ever taken and began blowing the biggest, most magnificent bubble anyone had ever seen. The bubble grew larger and larger, filling the entire shop with its rainbow colors. But this wasn't just any bubble, it was filled with the pure joy and laughter. As it expanded, everyone inside began to feel wonderfully happy. Even Inspector Sourpuss couldn't help but smile as the magical bubble surrounded him. His grey suit began to shimmer with color, and his frown turned upside down. The inspector looked around at all the delighted faces and suddenly realized how silly he had been. He had spent so much time trying to make everything ordinary that he had forgotten how wonderful extraordinary things could be. He unplugged his vacuum cleaner and apologized to everyone, especially to Bubbles. From that day forward, Inspector Sourpuss became Inspector Sweetness, and he made it his new job to protect magical things instead of destroying them. He even started wearing colorful bow ties and carrying a bag of candy wherever he went. Bubbles McGillicuddy continued to work at the candy shop, bringing joy to everyone who visited. He learned to blow bubbles in amazing shapes, sometimes like butterflies, sometimes like sailing ships. And once, he even managed to blow a bubble that looked exactly like a smiling elephant wearing a tiny hat. The candy shop became famous throughout Canada, and people traveled from far and wide to meet the remarkable purple person who had once been a piece of gum. Bubbles never forgot the magic moment when he first came to life, and he made sure to remind everyone that the most extraordinary adventures often begin with the most ordinary things. And if you ever find yourself in a candy shop and notice a piece of gum with tiny sparkles, remember Bubbles McGillicuddy and his amazing transformation. Because sometimes, when you believe in magic strongly enough, the most wonderful surprises can happen when you least expect them. What an absolutely delightful story that was. Bubbles McGillicuddy was such a fun character.
I loved how Bubbles learned that being different made him special, not strange. And all those bubble adventures were so creative.
The story was sweet, just like bubblegum chew. I hope that Khalil enjoyed it too. Though my rhymes are fun, I must confess, I hope tomorrow brings much less. But rhyming or not, I love to say, thank you for listening to us today.
Thank you so much, Khalil, for your wonderful wish. And thank you to all our listeners for joining us tonight.
Sweet dreams, everyone. May your night be filled with magical adventures, just like Bubbles McGillicuddy's. Don't forget, you can send in your own story wishes at magicbedtimestories.com.
Sleep tight, dream bright, until morning's light. Good night, everything's right.
Good night from all of us at Magic Bedtime Stories.